I know an unmarried woman in Nigeria who, when she goes to conferences, wears a wedding ring because according to her, she wants the other participants in the conference to give her respect. I know young women who are under so much pressure from family, from friends, even from work, to get married, and they're pushed to make terrible choices. A woman at a certain age who is unmarried, our society teaches her to see it as a deep personal failure. And a man at a certain age who is unmarried, we just think he hasn't come around to making his pick. It's easy for us to say, oh, but women can just say no to all of this. But the reality is more difficult and more complex. We're all social beings. We internalize ideas from our socialization. Even the language we use in talking about marriage and relationships illustrates this. The language of marriage is often a language of ownership rather than a language of partnership. We use the word respect to mean something a woman shows a man, but often not something a man shows a woman. Both men and women in Nigeria will say, and this is an expression I'm very amused by, I did it for peace in my marriage. Now, when men say it, it is usually about something that they should not be doing anyway. Sometimes they say it to their friends, it's something they say to their friends in a kind of fondly exasperated way, something that ultimately proves how masculine they are, how needed, how loved. Oh, my wife said I can't go to the club every night, so for peace in my marriage, I do it only on weekends. Now, when a woman says, I did it for peace in my marriage, she's usually talking about having given up a job, a dream, a career. We teach females that in relationships, compromise is what women do. We raise girls to see each other as competitors, not for jobs or for accomplishments, which I think can be a good thing, but for the attention of men. We teach girls that they cannot be sexual beings in the way that boys are. If we have sons, we don't mind knowing about our sons' girlfriends, but our daughters' boyfriends, God forbid. But of course, when the time is right, we expect those girls to bring back the perfect man to be their husband. We police girls, we praise girls for virginity, but we don't praise boys for virginity. And it's always made me wonder how exactly this is supposed to work out, because the loss of virginity is usually a process that involves people. Recently, a young woman was gang raped in a university in Nigeria. I think some of us know about that. And the response of many young Nigerians, both male and female, was something along the lines of this. Yes, rape is wrong, but what is a girl doing in a room with 4 boys? Now, if we can forget the horrible inhumanity of that response, these Nigerians have been raised to think of women as inherently guilty. And they've been raised to expect so little of men that the idea of men as savage beings without any control is somehow acceptable. We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something. And so girls grow up to be women who cannot say they have desire. They grow up to be women who silence themselves. They grow up to be women who cannot say what they truly think. And they grow up, and this is the worst thing we do to girls, they grow up to be women who have turned pretense into an art form. I know a woman who hates domestic work. She just hates it. But she pretends that she likes it. Because she's been taught that to be good wife material, she has to be, to use that Nigerian word, very homely. And then she got married, and after a while, her husband's family began to complain that she had changed. Actually, she had not changed. She just got tired of pretending. The problem with gender is that it prescribes how we should be, rather than recognizing how we are. Now imagine how much happier we would be, how much freer to be our true individual selves if we didn't have the weight of gender expectations.